I was going to say Monday morning. It's Thursday morning. Thank goodness.
Woohoo!
May 22nd, 2025.
Wow.
I'm Dan Schrack.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. Abby is off today. Welcome to ARC Rochester.
Yes, we're going to take a look at what's brewing. We have 2 hours packed to the brim for you today. At 8:15, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez, who is live this morning at Richard's house. They are a safe haven for homeless veterans, providing emergency and transitional housing and other supports, as well as job training. Chris Lopez has been live there all morning for us. A really great organization.
Yeah, they were just serving breakfast.
Terrific.
And then later at 8:30, we continue our series with Rochester Regional Health, all about mental health.
And then at 8:50, a new program launching in Rochester set to help local veterans with music. We're going to talk to the founder of ways you can get involved.
But before all of that, we do want to get a check at some of our top local headlines. We begin with breaking news. Rochester police have made an arrest in a fatal beating of an elderly man with dementia last year. Investigators say on December 27th, they were called to a home on Norton Street where they found 76-year-old Valery Brintev with injuries to his head and body. He died in the hospital in February. Yesterday, the U.S. Marshals Task Force arrested 35-year-old Peter Scott of Rochester. Investigators say Scott was in a relationship with someone who lived inside that home on Norton Street, and they say Brintev was on the front porch and may have been confused as to where he was. Scott has been charged with manslaughter and is due back in court tomorrow.
Also breaking, 2 staff members from the Israeli embassy are dead after a shooting outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in D.C. The victims, a man and woman, were leaving an event hosted by the American Jewish Committee last night when they were shot at close range. The suspect, identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, was seen pacing outside the museum before the attack. After the shooting, he entered the building and was detained by security. During his arrest, police say Rodriguez chanted, "Free Palestine."
We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send the clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
Authorities are investigating the incident, as you heard there, as a potential hate crime or act of terrorism. Israeli and U.S. officials have condemned that attack, calling it depraved. In response, President Trump wrote on social media, "These horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA."
Roads are back open this morning after an investigation in Parenton. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office closed Shagbark Way to traffic between Mason Road and Folkside Lane. We are in touch with the Sheriff's Office to get details on what may have happened, and we'll be sure to update you right here and online at 13wham.com.
Turning to a disturbing incident in western Monroe County where deputies say a man was killed by his own dog. This happened Monday evening at a home on Kendall Road in the town of Riga. Deputies say they found 46-year-old Richard Dambrowski with what they describe as significant physical trauma. He died a short time later. Authorities say the dog, a mixed breed, had been placed in a crate by family members by the time first responders arrived.
You know, we respond to a lot of dog bite incidents. A lot of times it's, a neighbor or somebody walking by. This was in a house. It was it was the man's pet. It was the man's dog. I can't imagine what that family's going through to see this happen and be there and then have to live with that. It's got to be tough.
That dog was later euthanized out of an abundance of caution.
And in the Capitol, the House has approved President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill Act, passing with just one single vote. The legislation is a key piece of his domestic agenda, calling for deep Medicaid cuts to help offset trillions in tax breaks. Overnight, House Republicans released major changes to win over hardliners, including faster implementation of Medicaid work requirements. The revised bill also locks in a SALT cap, allowing some income groups to deduct up to $40,000 in state and local taxes.
Unified control of government is a rare mandate. It doesn't happen very often. It's happened just 3 times for our party in the last half century. We do not take it for granted. And we are delivering on that mandate here today. The American people gave us a mandate in November. They sent a message with their vote. They gave this side of the aisle the power, and we're going to use it to make their lives better.
This legislation will not make life better for the American people. The GOP tax scam represents an assault on the economy, an assault on health care, an assault on nutritional assistance, an assault on tax fairness, and an assault on fiscal responsibility.
Analysis from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office projects the bill could add more than $3 trillion to the national debt over the next 8 years. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it is unlikely to pass without changes.
And for all these stories and any new developments, you can check them out on our website, 13wham.com.
All right, let's turn things now to the forecast. It is not a pretty day out there for us this morning, but Marty, he tells us when maybe some of that'll move out, obviously much later than today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just going to take some time for that to fully happen. I think today is going to be another day, kind of like yesterday, with that cloud cover sticking around pretty well. And you can see that area of low pressure. You look at that circulation, look very closely at those radar echoes. They continue to just twist around, mainly just west of Buffalo there. That's that area of low pressure, that circulation around it. And since that area of low pressure is not moving anywhere anytime fast, that's just going to keep this rain around. Now, we will see some breaks in the rain here and there. Notice a little more of a focus east versus west of Rochester right now. But with this low cloud cover present, wouldn't surprise me to see at least a few showers in those areas where you're not actually seeing green show up on radar at this point. But today, pretty much what you see right now is what you're going to get for a lot of the day today. So just be prepared for that. Occasional rain, mostly mid-50s for highs. Very similar day tomorrow. In fact, we may actually be a little bit cooler, only 50 for a high. That's just abnormally cold for this time of year. Average high is 71, so that's a full 20 plus degrees below average. 57 into Saturday, maybe a couple showers Sunday, but gradually through the holiday weekend, we begin to at least improve a little bit, back well into the 60s by the end of the weekend and probably in the 60s early next week. But at least for these next couple days and even for the beginning of the weekend, at least a couple of those showers still try to hold on throughout that whole time frame.
All right. I mean, it's not ideal, Marty.
No.
By any means.
Well, no. That's a polite way of saying it.
Yeah. Listen, we're trying to keep it PC. We don't need that TV MA rating making a return, okay?
Definitely not, no.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's go off the top and start with some of the stories that have piqued our interest this Thursday. And I want to talk about a summer reading list that got a little too fictional. Last week, the Chicago Sun-Times and Philadelphia Inquirer ran a special section called Heat Index, Your Guide to the Best of Summer. It featured buzzy book titles, complete with authors, plot summaries, and quotes. But some of the books were totally made up. No, I'm not kidding. So the writer used AI to help compile this list and never checked if the books existed. Eesh. And yeah, it got printed in major newspapers. So this morning, Steph, we are going to play a little game. I'm going to give you two signs. We have one, totally a title, and the other, fake fiction.
All right.
And I'm going to quiz you on some of these books. Are you ready?
Yeah.
First one, The Last Algorithm. This one's by Andy Weir. It's a tech thriller about a rogue AI influencing world events behind the scenes.
I'm going to say fake fiction.
You got it right.
Yeah.
The next one, Nightshade Market by Min Jin Lee. It's a gripping family saga set in Seoul's underground economy.
It's very short. In terms of a description, I will say totally a title just because I feel like creativity with... you're looking like you're wrong.
Well, listen, it's a real author, but a fake book. She said, nope, never wrote that, never writing that.
Do I get a half a point?
Nope. Saltflower Road by Celeste Wynn, a story of secrets and generational trauma set on the Maine coast.
I will say totally a title.
Also a fake story.
Really?
Tidewater Dreams by Isabel Aldine, a multi-generational saga set in a coastal town where magical realism meets environmental activism.
I'm gonna say it's so vague, that it's giving fake.
Okay, it is fake.
Yeah.
Another boiling point by Rebecca Mackay. It's a climate scientist forced to reckon with her own family's environmental impact when her teenage daughter becomes an eco-activist targeting her mother's wealthy clients. The writer. What about this one?
I'm gonna say fake fiction.
Yep.
Okay.
All of them were fake that
Are
I
you
gave you.
serious?
All of them, all fake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and look, I get it. So this writer was fired. The paper pulled this section, and I understand wanting to work faster, but if you're recommending summer reads to thousands of people, the least you can do is make sure the books exist. Journalism, even when it's fluffy, it's built on trust. So here's my summer reading suggestion. Try a library.
That's not
Go
a
there.
bad idea.
Talk to a librarian. I'm sure they have some great ideas for you.
They are fantastic. I used to volunteer. It was so fun for me at the library. I loved the Dewey Decimal System. I would work on the digital area, so all the DVDs and stuff.
Okay.
I was like that kid in middle and high school.
That's okay.
Renting out the DVDs.
I have a friend who is a librarian. She spent a lot of, I mean, it's a long educational process to become a librarian.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And that's like a journalism no, a nightmare. It doesn't matter what publication you are, clearly. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure
He
it's
did
right.
resign.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Hard
good.
to come back from that one.
Yeah.
All right, now to my story. So an 80-year-old woman is living with stage 5 kidney disease, accusing a surgeon of removing the wrong organ. Yeah, this story dates back to 2022, but a lawsuit was filed last week. ABC News reports Wendy Rappaport went to Abbott Northwestern Hospital seeking treatment for a spleen abscess or rupture. All right, so 4 days later, she was scheduled to have the organ removed, but a court filing claims that a surgeon took out her left kidney instead of her spleen. So that lawsuit goes on to say that the kidney was healthy. And despite the mishap, the doctor's post-op notes, they actually said that he did remove the spleen.
Oh.
So the suit says that she did not consent, obviously, to having this kidney removed, and it further alleges medical battery and malpractice. Rappaport was hospitalized for almost 2 months after the surgery, I imagine for recovery, but maybe also to figure out what's going on because things probably went awry. But since then, she's been diagnosed, obviously, with stage 5 chronic kidney disease, and she now treats it on a regular basis with dialysis. And besides the doctor, Rappaport is also suing Alina Health, that's who owns the hospital. They're under that group where the procedure was done. And in a statement to ABC, Alina Health said, quote, "While we will not discuss details of a patient's care due to privacy laws, the court filings don't accurately reflect the full picture of the patient's condition or the life-saving medical care provided. We intend to vigorously defend in court the care that was provided." So they're not obviously commenting outright directly, but I feel like that statement does a lot there. Rappaport wants at least $50,000 in damages, but may ask for more, according to her legal team. And they cite negligence and the removal of the wrong organ, leading to a profound impact on her life and obviously her health. Her attorney says this should have never happened, and they are looking for Alina to take responsibility instead of, quote, blaming the victim.
And she's only asking for $50,000.
Well, that is just, I believe, state law. So, like, when it comes to, I guess, these allegations, what charges, or not charges, I should say, but what they're accusing Alina Health of, that's like the minimum.
Okay.
So, at least $50,000. The legal team is obviously like, we want more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This sounds like a mess. This doesn't sound good at all. And listen, if the allegations are, found to be true, I would say take them for what you can. That's wrong, and I don't like the fact that the organization, the hospital system, the healthcare system there, is defending this if they really caused this for this woman.
Yeah, and we are hearing mainly based off of the lawsuit from this one side. So, of course, as the legal process continues to play out, because we are very much in the early stages of things, we will be learning more. But definitely the statement, I think, speaks for itself in terms of what we know right now. Hoping that we do learn more. I guess one of the questions that obviously isn't the most important one, but having removed that organ, what has since happened to the kidney itself, I hope comes out as something that's answered later on. But yeah, a lot of questions. It's
That'll be something to follow, Steph.
Yeah,
that one's
for sure.
interesting.
Out in Minnesota.
Yeah. All right, 8:15. Coming up, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez live at Richard's house, a safe haven for homeless vets. He's showing us how they offer housing and individualized support.
And don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are streaming, live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester returns after this.
This Thursday, municipalities across the country are working hard to eliminate veteran homelessness, and at the same time and in the same effort, they're doing it right here in your community.
Yeah, Rochester has a few residential programs that address the issue head on, and one of those is Richard's House on South Avenue. So for more on what they do and their mission, we go live to Chris Lopez. He was there earlier helping out with breakfast for us this morning. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, we were at the Richard's House earlier, which is the male-only place for homeless veterans. We are now in the Otto Phoenix House, which is for female veterans. I'm here with Laura Heltz, Executive Director at the VOC. Now, I want to start off with the kind of distinguishing two. They're right next to each other. I didn't know about the Otto Phoenix House until I started to research this story. But is the mission the same for both? It's still temporary for both?
Absolutely. So the mission at Veterans Outreach Center, of course, is to serve all veterans with compassion and help them rise and live life to the fullest. And so at both of our facilities, our goal is really to ensure that any veteran who is homeless has a safe, warm, welcoming place to stay, has good staff to help them, achieve those goals and then get ready to move out and be independent on their own.
Yeah, and I kind of want to put some context to that as we walk through this. This is just a common area at the Auto Phoenix house. This is temporary. It's for emergencies. It's for those that fell kind of hard on their luck, whether it's losing a job, substance, mental health issues, a combination. This is, you guys really, for a lack of better words, do not want them here. You want them to move on, permanent.
That's right. And, you know, the unfortunate thing is there's just not the resources out there in our community for women that are homeless, that are veterans. And we know that when women and men have shared traumas and they can connect and support one another, they have a greater chance of being successful in the long run. So our goal is to have them come in, share that camaraderie, be supported by staff, and then move out and live their life to the fullest.
And what other programs do you guys offer here besides, obviously, it's the housing aspect, it's housing first, a place to stay, but it's temporary, so you guys are looking to essentially push them on forward.
Absolutely. So the women that live here will be able to take advantage of all of our supportive services. They can go up to our North Campus, which is just a few blocks down the road, use our hydro massage, our fitness center, our quartermaster to get food and clothing if they need it, our employment and training programs to be able to obtain that job that they need, meet with folks from the New York State Department of Veterans Affairs to get service-connected disability compensation. The list just goes on and on. We have a lot of outdoor programs, wellness supports, and they're able to use all of those while they're here.
And this place for women and children, now this common area we've been walking around in is amazing. It looks incredible, but it was not that way how long ago?
About 5 months ago. So
okay.
We underwent a massive renovation of this basement space. Took about $250,000, but we're really proud of the work that was done here by Lopez Construction Company. And as you can see, it just is a beautiful place for folks to be. We needed this common space. We needed, the upstairs are all apartments, but down here the women can come together if they have children, the kids can play, and just have a really safe space.
And for those, underutilization of veteran services is a thing. I think it's, I hope it doesn't stay this way, but it seems like it's always going to be a thing to not utilize the services that veterans earned. I'm myself one of them. I just for the first time went to the VA to see primary care. Why do you think that is? There's all this great stuff. To be in this room is incredible, but it's underutilized.
I think as veterans, we have a mindset that we've got to be tough and we've got to be able to be, mission focused and success and all those things, and that somebody else has it worse than us, and that, it's kind of our job to serve others and support others, but not to take. And so, unfortunately, that's not really the way it works. I mean, when people raise their right hand and swear to defend the Constitution, they are sacrificing so much just in that act alone. And when they come home, sometimes that transition process isn't smooth. These supports are here for people so that we can say, first of all, thank you for your service, and secondly, please utilize them so that you can go out and be as big of a contributor in your civilian community as you were in the military.
And how can someone find out more about this? I know you can talk to if you go to the VA, you can talk to a service worker, but they can contact the VOC as well?
Absolutely. We have great community partnerships. We work together with the VA, with the Monroe County Veterans Service Agency, with the Department of Veterans Affairs through New York State. So hopefully, anywhere that a veteran goes in this community, we try to collaborate with one another and share those opportunities so that veterans can be as successful and as I think comfortable in their lives, as possible.
Yeah, and this place is certainly comforting. Guys, you got to check this place out. I mean, it's for women, it's for children. It was redone. It looks amazing. Coming up next on ARC Rochester, we're going to be talking to a male veteran. His name is Kerry. He's going to show us his room over at the Richards house, which is the other side of this beautiful complex. Coming up on ARC Rochester. Stay tuned.
Chris, do me one quick favor. Ask Laura for somebody who's sitting at home right now. First, tell her we said good morning. Yes. But ask her, for somebody sitting at home, if they want to help out in this effort, if they want to make a monetary donation, where can they go? How can they help?
Okay, yeah, Dan said hello, by the way.
Oh, that's nice.
If someone else outside of this organization wants to make some type of a donation, or if they want to just help you guys, how can they go about doing that?
Sure, they can get right on our website, which is veteransoutreachcenter.org. They can give us a call at 585-546-1081.
Okay.
Or they can stop by, Monday through Friday, and just come into our North Campus at 459 South Ave.
Okay. And on top of that, if you want to go to any VA as well, you can also contact them and then find out how to help. Back to you.
A lot of ways to help. All right, Chris, thank you. We appreciate it, my friend.
Coming up here, meteorologist Mark McLean joins us for a look at the forecast and some weather trivia.
We're back after this.
Welcome back at 8:27. Meteorologist Mark McLean joining us with a look at today's temperatures and some weather trivia, of course.
Yeah, what theme should we use for weather trivia today? What would be ideal in weather circumstances like we're living through?
Soggy start, another wet one. Nope, didn't like that.
Rain, rain, go away.
Yeah, there we go.
Rain, go away.
Yeah.
There we go.
April showers bring more showers. What do May showers bring?
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
May showers bring June sunshine.
Okay. Sold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sold on that one. Okay, let's keep that theme going for weather trivia today. Take a look at this. Many areas have had close to an inch of rain just since yesterday. So yesterday and today, in fact, south of Buffalo, they did have over an inch. But what is the rainfall record for May 22nd in Rochester, New York? And your choices? Was it just 3/4 of an inch of rain, an inch of rain, an inch and a quarter of rain, or an inch and a half of rain? Which is that's a pretty good amount of rain for the start of the growing season.
Yeah, an inch and a half. That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, because, we're coming out of winter. The ground is still saturated. So, if you get more than an inch of rain any given day in the month of May.
You got some flooding issues.
You could easily, especially low-lying spots. It's fun, it's always fun to see our local tributaries, though. You go down to the Genesee Brew House, the river down there. You can watch the flow rate over the falls, Honeoye Falls, some of the big ones out towards Holly, a beautiful waterfall out that way, too. But, take a guess. We're going to have the answer on this coming up on ARC Rochester at 9 o'clock, in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk about the...
Steph, do you have a guess?
I think so.
Right. Okay. Don't say it. Don't say it. But yeah, I think I do too.
Okay.
I think I do too.
Perfect.
I'm not confident, though.
No?
No.
After the last question, I'm still...
It's like the SAT question if you don't know.
Still bruised up.
Yeah.
You still got a 1 in 4 chance, even if you don't know.
This is
right?
true.
25%.
This is true.
Some days, 25% effort will get you through.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out. Let's go back to weather here. Since May 1st, we've had 3.54 inches of rain.
Wow.
How about that? The May record, all-time record, look at the puddle ducky.
I know.
He's just stomping away. He's loving it. He's loving it.
Yup.
6.87 inches. That was the record back in 1894. So, we're not projecting that we're going to get anywhere close to that record. We just wanted to put that up there for a reference. Rain since midnight, even though it seems like it's been just a total washout, it's only been 2/100ths of an inch of rain just since midnight in Rochester. The Buffalo area had about 1/4 of an inch. And some areas like Fredonia, they had around an inch of rain yesterday. Since midnight, they've added on another 1/2 inch of rain. So I wouldn't be surprised if some creeks and streams down that direction are getting closer and closer to bank full. But ultimate Doppler shows widely scattered showers. This is not an everyone deal, but like we mentioned earlier, likely the radar is not picking up everything that's falling this morning. The cloud deck's pretty low. Some of that precip is coming in maybe underneath the radar scan. And I mean, this is the view that we've had several times over the last 3 weeks. Just a cutoff, stalled low, basically just spinning right over western New York. And when you have this kind of a setup, it is really, really tough to get away from the clouds and the rain showers.
I'm wondering, is low pressure Linda going to call again and ask?
Low pressure Linda.
Some of those voicemails, very interesting.
They certainly are.
You said you wanted the TVMA rating back. That would be one way to get it.
It really would. It really, really would.
Yeah.
Well, this thing is, it's just slow to move, and because of that, the rain's going to be slow to get out of here. So we'll leave it in the forecast for Friday. We'll leave it in the forecast for Saturday, and hopefully start to straighten things out later Sunday into Monday for Memorial Day. But potential precip amounts, from this point forward, it's another 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch for many areas, and that'll take us really through Friday. A few spots may do a little bit more than that in terms of the rainfall, but it's just a soaker. It's saturated out there. Take your umbrella, take your raincoat if you're doing anything outside. 49 right now. That cloud deck has dropped down to 2,600 feet. And the forecast today will have numbers just stalled in the 50s. Now, the normal low temperature for this time of the year is 50. We're going to be barely above that. And on the 7-day forecast, we'll start to straighten this out, but really not until next week. Upper 60s towards Memorial Day and Tuesday. We'll be in the lower 60s by Wednesday.
Listen, we're heading in the right direction, which is always a plus.
At some point, the physics will take over, okay? And we will
Yes.
get some sunshine. That high sun angle will warm things up, and then it's going to be too hot outside.
Whoa,
Works for me.
whoa.
The complaint department will go from it's too wet to it's too hot or too humid.
If you send in that complaint or have that complaint, there's going to be trouble. I'll tell you what. You make sure you take names and numbers.
I just like hearing from everyone. That's all. I don't care what the comments are. I just love hearing from everyone.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, McLean. Hey, don't go anywhere. We got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this. Live and welcome back to ARC Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We're continuing our series with Rochester Regional Health for Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, throughout the end of the month, we are highlighting the resources and services that are available to help support your mental well-being.
And this morning, we're talking about chemical dependency and some of the programs offered at RRH that can help. We're joined now by Director of Ambulatory Addiction Recovery Services at Rochester Regional Health, Christy Elias. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So just to start off, tell us a little bit about your role with RRH.
Yeah, so I am over our outpatient programs. So we have 4 in Monroe County, Brighton, Greece, and around Quite Rochester Mental Health. We have a location, and then our Evelyn Brandon Center right on Lake Ave. So we see individuals, adolescents and up, for evaluations, treatment. We can do referrals to our inpatient programs. We have 3 inpatient addiction programs, one at Hope Haven, one in Greece, and then one in Clifton Springs. So we're able to really offer the whole spectrum of care for individuals in recovery. We really encourage people to come in for an evaluation so that we can help you determine what care is best and work out a plan that meets your needs and also helps you along your path.
It kind of sounds like you guys are a one-stop shop, which is really, really important for those struggling. Now, not only is May Mental Health Month, as we were talking during the commercial break, we're kind of heading toward the end of the year out there. And we mentioned there's a lot of partying that happens. There's a lot of celebration and some not so great things take place at those parties.
Right. And if you're trying to be sober, it's really hard in all those family gatherings, graduation parties, prom, all the Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of the activities that go on. So, we just encourage people to go in with a plan. Take a water bottle so that you have something in your hand. Have someone who knows that you're working on your recovery and stick around with them. So really try to...
A support system of sorts.
Yep, yeah.
And is that kind of important, talking about how mental health sort of goes hand in hand with this as well?
Yeah. So a lot of transitions cause stress, anxiety, depression, the empty nest syndrome as kids are graduating, or as you're going back to family gatherings, there might be people that you don't get along with, right? So a lot of times individuals will use drugs and alcohol to help cope with a lot of those feelings.
What is the recommendation out there for someone who feels like they might not have that support system? Somebody who they don't have that person they can go to the party with and say, hey, Steph, would you mind sticking by my side and helping me out?
Yeah, so a lot of times you can bring a +1. So you might be able to have someone that you've met in one of the recovery rooms. We have a lot of resources, both formal and informal in this area, where you can meet up with people, maybe somebody from a social gathering that you've gone to. So you might be able to take somebody with you. If you don't have a +1, it's really trying to come up with a plan of how you're going to say no thanks to the drink. If you get stressed, anxious, what's your escape plan, right? Like, do you have a way to, we all have our cell phones, right? Oh, I've got a call, I need to step away. Kind of having a plan for how you can make a little exit to regroup.
And if there's a family member or maybe a friend who notices someone who may be struggling and maybe wants to seek out your services, where should they start?
So we have a central intake number that they can call, 922-999 or 9900, and they can call and get an evaluation. If it's Monday through Thursday, one of our locations would have what we call walk-in hours, so they could just walk in and get services. So either calling and making an appointment or just coming on in.
Terrific. Thank you so much for coming in. Keep up the great work. We know it's important this month, but it's important 365 days a year. It really is, especially for those who are battling those demons. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
And next, we're checking back in with Chris Lopez live at Richard's house. He'll show us how they're supporting veterans in the Rochester region.
We are back on the other side of the break.
In your community, several programs are available to help local veterans experiencing homelessness.
Yeah, it's a problem many cities and communities are dealing with across the country. But Richard's House is hoping to make a difference right here at home. 13 Wham's Chris Lopez is live there with more on the mission and how they find success each and every day. Hey, Chris.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm here with Carrie Sarah this morning. He's a veteran here at the Richards House. He's going to be showing us his room. He's going to be talking about his journey. And I want to start out with, how long have you been here?
About 3 months.
3 months?
Since March 3rd, I think.
And your room is pretty pristine in here. I kind of want to show that off. And you talk about your journey and what led you to Richards House, because you're not are you from Rochester?
No. Originally from Buffalo, New York. Spent a long time in Las Vegas. Came back in 2017 for work, for a job. Been here in Western New York since then. So been surviving primarily off my veterans pension, but it's hard to survive off. It's not a lot of money. So came here because I was accepted into Monroe Community College for health studies, but it's been hard to find a affordable place to stay.
Yeah, housing affordability, especially right now, is insane. To find a one-bedroom apartment is going to run you $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. Is that really what led you here to Richards House?
Exactly. I found them through a referral from the Veterans Department, and was lucky to find them.
And what's your experience been like here at Richards House? You were telling me it's kind of quasi-military. It's kind of it's very structured, if you will.
Very structured. So morning meetings every weekday, and morning and afternoon meetings. One meeting on Sundays. But it sort of brought back the military mindset to me.
Yeah, and I say that because everything is so clean inside your room, that everything is very structured, everything is very lined out. Is that, and you said that being here kind of triggered that just a little bit more. You were a clean person in general, but then you came here and it kind of really ignited it.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a quasi-military environment, so it just sort of like snapped me back to my basic training days.
And then do they help you with schooling? You said you got accepted into MCC. How do they help you with maybe finding a job? What other services do you utilize here?
Yeah, they have a job program that helps you search for a job. They have training that they pay for through, I don't know exactly where their funding comes from, but I think it's through the VA and other sources. Private sources also, but they do security training, they do, I think, forklift training. I took my CPR training here.
And Carrie, you've been following us all morning long here, Rich, behind the scene, and you want to delve into communications. You were in the Army. You did communications from what, 90 to 92?
93.
93, hop back out, was military police from 96 to 2001, but you really drew back to communications. They're helping you out with the housing here and then with the education as well. What do you plan to do after this?
Well, I started a blog on Substack focused on public health, and it's starting to gain notice because of everything that's happening at the federal level. The cuts and the layoffs. So, but I don't know anything about public health. It's not my field. So I enrolled in the health sciences department at Monroe Community College to get background on public health and then go further after I get my associates.
And for those that have not utilized services like Richards House, don't know anything about it, what would you tell those people if they don't know anything about it and are a little bit afraid to utilize some of the services?
Use them, because me, myself, I'm a loner, so it's been hard to sort of,
Connect with
Sort of
others? Yeah,
connect.
because you're around other veterans here. You're not just isolated with other civilians that don't know what it's like. It's all veterans here. All 33 members here at Richard's House are veterans.
Right. So it's hard for me to connect. I'm not the most sociable person. I'm very introverted, but I'm very glad that I found this place because it's given me, I was able to take a breath, get my bearing, prepare for school next fall, and not worry about having to be concerned with, not having a roof over my head, which is
Important.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
important.
incredibly important to be comfortable. Your bedroom looks pristine. The environment here is awesome. Everyone seems to be friendly with each other down there when I was serving breakfast here at Richard's House. Thank you for showing us your room, telling us about your journey. Check this place out. You can find out more on the VOC's website. You can also go to va.gov for other services as well. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio for now.
Hey, listen. There's somebody out there, Chris, right now. Let's go back over to Carrie if we can. Somebody is out there right now who has a position they need filled. I'm not sure who, I'm not sure what company or what business, but Carrie sounds like he's got a great resume and he's working on himself on a daily basis. He's a veteran who has served this country. There's somebody out there who's looking for someone just like him to hire. So let's find Carrie that job that he's looking for. Reach out to Richard's House, and I'm sure they can get you in touch.
Yeah, that is for sure. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it.
Hey, stick around. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester after the break. You don't want to know what's going to happen. I'll tell you what. You're going to want to stick around, though, to find out. $8:51. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. We're getting a preview of From the Ground Up. We normally bring it to you at 9:30. We're getting an early look, though, because we've got those baby seedlings. Well, they were babies at one point, but they've been growing like crazy, Mark.
Yeah, so they have different houses, different greenhouses, different temperatures at the garden factory. They have, a germination house where you keep the humidity way up high, the air temperature. It's like a jungle. I love walking in there in like January and February when the snow's flying outside and it's like 80 degrees inside with, it's like July when you walk in there. But that's the environment that the tray's been growing in since we planted it about a month ago. So take a peek. Here's some video of the little seedlings that we shot, and you can see the growth and the amount of growth on some of the lettuce. You're going to love the lettuce, Dan. I can't wait till we actually have a garden.
Okay, so
my
this
goodness.
is week
way
1,
back.
I believe.
Okay, so we're doing a time lapse.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Week 1 of the seedlings.
Okay, so hopefully the other one got tied on at the end. So there's the growth, and you can see the lettuces on the right side there, marigolds on the left side. The onions, the onions are having a little bit of a time. We'll see what happens there. The carrots are in the front, and there's some of the root growth on there.
Okay, so here's my question for you.
Yeah.
You said the onions are having a little bit of a hard time, and I'm no stranger to this, and I know other people aren't strangers to this. What is the reasoning behind that? When we plant some plants and like they're not pulling through, and the others are flourishing.
Yeah. Clearly the carrots are well up there, and the tomatoes are doing just fine.
Yeah, right now they're baby carrots in the ground.
Yeah, so a lot of times it comes down to the soil condition, and if you don't have the luxury of putting your seed tray in a greenhouse, a lot of it will come down to environmental factors. So some of these things do good in slightly colder temperatures. Some of them
is my lettuce purple?
Yeah, there's different kinds.
Purple lettuce?
Yeah, there's going to be purple lettuce. And I do have some seed packs at home that we'll be able to start. Because lettuce is one of those ones that you can kind of get a bumper crop. If you put it in, you can put it in and it comes up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we'll have a couple of different types. I believe it's romaine in the back.
Ooh.
So that's
That's
one.
gonna be good.
And the one in the front, the name is on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to look at the seed pack to actually pull that one back in. But cool stuff. We're going to have an update on veggies. Our From the Ground Up segment this week is on veggies. We're going to talk about that at 9:30, and a little bit of an update on the progress outside. Unfortunately, the weather has been not great.
Yeah.
Not cooperative.
Not cooperative is a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
But we'll have that update at 9:30, and a muddy paws photo that you have to see at like 9:05.
Mark says that one's the award-winning
It's
one.
the award
Winner.
winner.
There's never going to be a better one.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, stick around. Arc Rochester returns right after this.
Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester as we continue into 9 o'clock.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. At 9:10, we're getting a reporter recap. We're going to sit down with 13 WEM's Natalie Calzatoni to talk about some Rochester seniors and the reason they're facing fears of eviction and uncertainty after a flurry of notices were sent to tenants in their buildings.
And at 9:20, we'll check out some trending stories that are filling your feed, including the new theme park opening today at Universal Orlando.
And at 9:30, this week's From the Ground Up, meteorologist and resident garden guy Mark McLean will join us with this week's episode. We are talking vegetables.
I'm so excited. Well, that's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester is back on the other side of the break.
It is 9 o'clock this Thursday morning, May 22nd, 2020.
May is flying.
We made it. I know.
It is flying by.
It is flying by. I'm Dan Schrack. That's Stephanie Joseph. That's Mark McLean. We're going to get an update on the forecast and apparently the best muddy paws forecast you'll ever see. But we got to get to some top headlines first, Steph.
That is for sure. Our Thursday morning news break. And we do begin with breaking news. Rochester police have made an arrest in a fatal beating of an elderly man with dementia last year. Now, investigators say on December 27th, they were called to a home on Norton Street where they found 76-year-old Valery Brintev with injuries to both his head and body. He died in the hospital back in February. Now, yesterday, the U.S. Marshals Task Force arrested 35-year-old Peter Scott of Rochester. Investigators say Scott was in a relationship with someone who lived inside that home on Norton Street, and they say Brintev was on the front porch and may have actually been confused as to where he was. Scott has been charged with manslaughter and is due back in court tomorrow.
Also breaking, 2 staff members from the Israeli embassy are dead following a shooting outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in D.C. The victims, a man and woman, were leaving an event hosted by the American Jewish Committee last night when they were shot at close range. The suspect, now identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, was seen pacing outside the building before the attack. After the shooting, he entered the museum and was detained by security. During his arrest, police say Rodriguez chanted "Free Palestine."
We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send the clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
Authorities, as you heard there, are now investigating the incident as a potential hate crime or act of terrorism. Israeli and U.S. officials have condemned the attack, calling it depraved. In response, President Trump wrote on social media, "These horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA."
Closer to home, roads are back open this morning after an investigation in Parenton. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you see there, closed Shag Park Way to traffic between Mason Road and Folkside Lane. We are in touch with the Sheriff's Office to get details on what may have happened here, and we'll bring you updates right here and online at 13wham.com.
Turning to a disturbing incident in western Monroe County, that's where deputies say a man was killed by his own dog. It happened Monday evening at a home on Kendall Road in the town of Riga. Deputies say they found 46-year-old Richard Dambrowski with what they describe as significant physical trauma. He died a short time later. Authorities say the dog, a mixed breed, had been put in a crate by family members by the time first responders arrived.
You know, we respond to a lot of dog bite incidents. A lot of times it's, a neighbor, somebody walking by. This was in a house. It was it was the man's pet. It was the man's dog. I can't imagine what that family's going through to see this happen and be there and then have to live with that. It's got to be tough.
The dog was later euthanized out of an abundance of caution.
In the Capitol now, the House has approved President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill Act, passing with just one single vote. The legislation is a key piece of his domestic agenda, calling for deep Medicaid cuts to help offset trillions in tax breaks. Overnight, House Republicans released major changes to win over hardliners, including faster implementation of Medicaid work requirements. The revised bill also locks in a SALT cap, allowing some income groups to deduct up to $40,000 in state and local taxes.
Unified control of government is a rare mandate. It doesn't happen very often. It's happened just 3 times for our party in the last half century. We do not take it for granted. And we are delivering on that mandate here today. The American people gave us a mandate in November. They sent a message with their vote. They gave this side of the aisle the power, and we're going to use it to make their lives better.
This legislation will not make life better for the American people. The GOP tax scam represents an assault on the economy, an assault on health care, an assault on nutritional assistance, an assault on tax fairness, and an assault on fiscal responsibility.
Analysis from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office projects the bill could add more than $3 trillion to the national debt over the next 8 years. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it is unlikely to pass without changes.
And for all these stories and any new developments throughout the day, head over to our website, 13wham.com. All right, let's turn to weather. We are here with Mark McLean. We're talking about the soggy forecast, which can only mean one thing. It's going to get muddy out there.
Yeah. We have this muddy pause forecast. We're gonna have trivia first, but we have the
I'm excited about this.
I know we have the different levels, right? I mean, it's either dry, it's wet pause, it's towel time, or it's like just throw pup in the bath, right?
Throw in the towel.
Throw in the towel or get out the hose outside, right? I mean, that dog's not coming in. So we'll get to that, but trivia was on the rain for today, May 22nd. What's the rainfall record for today? A lot of spots around town have had close to an inch of rain, especially west of Rochester over the last 24 hours. So you add together what's fallen. Now, it doesn't count because it wasn't, quote, in a calendar day from midnight to midnight. So that record for today is likely safe. But was it 3/4 of an inch of rain, an inch of rain, an inch and a quarter of rain, or an inch and a half of rain for today?
So do we have guesses, producer Hannah?
I can tell you mine. Mine, I'm not confident, but I think it's B.
Okay.
I was going to go with C. I was going to say an inch and a quarter of rain.
Okay.
Because I know that you guys were saying like an inch and a half. That's a lot in general.
Yeah.
But especially for May, it's not. So that was the, the different categories for the responses. That would be the ding dong.
Yeah.
The wrong one. You never heard those?
No.
There's the distractor,
Yeah.
the ding dong, and then obviously the correct
No,
answer.
what's the ding dong?
The wrong one, obviously wrong.
What's
One is obviously wrong.
yeah, the distractor is like
Yeah.
they could be reasonable.
Oh, see, I would think the distractor is the one that is obviously wrong.
Yeah.
No.
The ding dong.
It's
Come
distracting
on,
you.
you're a ding dong.
This
You
is a
got
nice
it
little
wrong.
range. It's a nice little range. So.
All right, what's the answer,
Okay.
McLean?
Okay. Final answer.
Yes.
1 inch of rain. There you go, Steph. How about we, Dan?
Oh, man.
You know what? But let's compare. Let's do a year-over-year comparison. Last year at this time, it was sunny and 88.
What?
88 degrees today. I'm just pouring it on.
You
I'm
should
just
see
pouring it
Dan's
on.
Why are you doing this? to
Dan's
us?
face right now.
Why are you doing this?
88?
Like we've already suffered a rough week, McLean. You
Just a
pour salt
reminder.
in the wound.
Right.
Wildly irritated Dan this morning. Let's see those muddy paws. How about that? Look at this picture of this pup. Look at the legs. Look at the mouth.
Oh my
Look at the
goodness!
mouth.
Look at the snout.
That's not the fur color.
No.
That is mud on Doggy. This is Murphy, by the way.
Absolutely.
Murphy, you win.
Yeah.
You
Murphy.
definitely win.
Absolutely.
And if Murphy's out there today, Murphy is doing this all over again. It is totally towel time today when the pup's paws hit the old floor inside. And tomorrow it's going to be wet paws too. Even Saturday and Sunday can't put the rain out of the forecast really until Monday. So it's really just
That's
a
more than just towel time. That's full bath time.
That's probably that picture is definitely
like you're
bath
not
time.
getting that mud off with just a towel.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And hopefully you had a chance to mow Monday, Tuesday, because 5 out of the last 7 days we've had rain. I know you realize that. It was actually it was over 3/4 of an inch of rain officially yesterday at the airport. Now we're getting sprinkles. This is one of those mornings where you're driving around. It's tough to find the right windshield wiper setting in the car. One sends them squeaking across the glass, and the other one is too slow to get the rain off the windshield. But widely scattered showers. The big view. We are stuck under the spin. That's low pressure, and it is directly over western New York and slow to move as it goes off to the east. So, 24-hour movement on this storm system is only going to be about 80 miles. That is an exceptionally slow movement for something like this. And that's why the weather really isn't going to change. I mean, we're not going to see a lot of change until later Friday into Saturday. Some of this rain will become a little bit less widespread in coverage, but 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch seems like a pretty good bet through the end of the day Friday on top of what we've already experienced. So, it's just going to stay muddy out there, and you're going to notice your local creeks and streams flowing pretty good.
Okay.
Ceiling height, 2,500. Somebody asked the other day, what is ceiling? It's like the ceiling in your house, right? It's 8 feet, distance, how big of a Christmas tree can I fit, right? Same thing in weather. The ceiling is 2,500 feet. That's the bottom of the cloud deck above the city sky right there, as measured at the airport. I should also throw that in. And even though we have the low clouds and the rain, visibility is still holding at 10 miles. Ideally in weather, you want to see visibility at 10 miles or greater, and flights too, I know. Dan's looking at that. Rain showers continue today. It's more like April, 50s, not a lot of variety, and the extended forecast into Memorial Day. Looks like we're finally going to get some dry time. I am just looking forward to getting outside again.
Yeah.
63 on Sunday, upper 60s next week. There's nothing. I am way behind. Way behind. I've done
Well, with
no
weather
planning,
like
no
this, what do
mulching.
you expect? What's the adjective here? Is it yuck? Is it blach?
Garbage.
Is it
Ew.
ugh? Or
Blech. There you go.
I like that one.
We need some fail music.
Oh, we really do.
Wah,
Yeah, for that entire forecast.
Yeah.
All right, McLean.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And coming up here, we are sitting down with Natalie Calzatoni for a reporter recap on a story she's been covering after a few Rochester seniors received notices reportedly asking them to move out. We'll hear from her after the break.
9:14, welcome back this morning. We are getting a reporter recap as seniors living at the Danforth and Hudson Ridge Towers face fears of eviction following a flurry of notices that were reportedly sent out recently.
Yeah, the Rochester Housing Authority said last Wednesday that Family Service Rochester announced it would be terminating its enriched housing program that helps seniors in our area. Here's more from Natalie Calzatoni.
The Rochester Housing Authority says last Wednesday, Family Service of Rochester abruptly announced it was terminating its enriched housing program, which offers affordable housing and assistance for seniors. This sparking confusion and fears of eviction for approximately 50 residents living in Danforth and Hudson Ridge Towers.
They should be meeting one-on-one with the state and with Family Services to determine what their housing needs are and where they can go. We're not displacing them. They can stay.
According to RHA, a representative from Family Services or the State Department of Health informed residents that they had to move out by May 26th. City Councilman Michael Patterson says he met with some concerned tenants in his district Tuesday.
They shared the letter with me that they had received from Family Services on behalf of DOH. Quite frankly, it's a violation of the law. And what I said to my tenants is what I'm saying to everybody, because it's New York State law. Until there's an eviction order ordering you to leave and a marshal shows up to evict you, you don't have to go anywhere.
Additionally, the Housing Authority says Family Service has not been paying all rents owed on behalf of their enriched housing participants who paid them to do so. It's alleged Family Service of Rochester owes more than $400,000, and it's unknown where that money went.
We have legal representation involved, and we have for months and months, and trying to come up with a resolution for the owed rents. You know, some payments are made, some aren't, but ultimately there are unpaid rents that are equal to that large figure.
And we do have Natalie Calzatoni here for a deeper dive into this story. Just to start things off with where things currently are right now, we've said that no one is facing eviction outright, but there has been at least some people that have heard they need to move.
Yeah, it's kind of been developing as we move along here. You know, Rochester Housing Authority kind of confirmed, look, we're not evicting anybody. Mm-hmm. I know these notices were sent out, but they're not court-ordered eviction notices, and they weren't sent out by the Rochester Housing Authority. We're being told it was either sent out by Family Service of Rochester, who we have yet to hear from at this point in their role in this, and the State Department of Health actually released a statement saying that the enriched housing program, which is where these two locations are, for the seniors, are going to be closed due to violations. What those violations are, we aren't sure yet. We're trying to figure that out as well, but that's currently where we're at.
Do those notices read like an eviction notice? Do we know what it looks like? Because if you're living there and you get a piece of paper that says, hey, you got to be gone, no matter who it's from, you have to be gone by May 26th, you're thinking you're being forced out. Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's exactly, I know Christian Garzone talked to people yesterday who thought that. We got calls to our newsroom, everyone thinking that they were being evicted. And I know Councilman Michael Patterson had saw the letter, he shared the letter, and it was kind of saying, you do have to be out due to this program closing, and it could read like an eviction letter to these people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I know that we did speak with some relatives that have loved ones living in Danforth Towers. Take a listen to what Jessica Kendig had to tell us.
She has until Friday to get out. She's 75 or 74 years old. Yeah. And she's got bad health problems, and this is gonna put her in a bad position.
Yeah. And I know that she also expressed some other feelings as well in terms of, this is kind of like a lifeline for a lot of people when it comes to housing, for example. So what can people do, at least right now, for anyone that may have gotten those notices?
Right. That's a good question. And we're being told that, they're trying to communicate with them. I know it's the state health is the one coordinating this. Mm-hmm. We think that they're going to be communicating with them. I know the Rochester Housing Authority, Councilman Michael Patterson is trying to explain to people, look, you don't have to leave if there's no court order for you to leave. Just stay put until, we kind of figure out what exactly is happening here. So,
I mean, it's still a scary situation. These people need to know that they have a place to live, that they have a roof over their head, and to have that held in any sort of question is an uncomfortable position to be put in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's a lot of unknowns. It's a lot of uncertainties, which, we saw in Christian's story yesterday. I'm sure people are still feeling like that because they did give a date of, you have to be out by this date.
When was, and we did reach out for that statement, but we've not heard anything back, correct?
Not from the Family Service of Rochester. I'm sure we'll try to reach out again because additionally, Rochester Housing Authority is saying that they owe rent, and that's another factor in the situation. Over $400,000 in rent, and I know, legal representation is playing a factor here too. So, and the State Attorney General's office is looking into this matter and reviewing it as well.
And the state also has another role in this. There's some monitoring that's going on. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know that they did a survey of the site, they said, which is where they found those violations. I sent follow-up questions to them asking, hey, what were these specific violations? Why are they so immediate? Why were people having to leave so quickly? And we're waiting to get answers on those questions still.
I mean, this is a developing story that's impacting lots of people within the city and within these two towers. So we look forward to your further reporting and any developments that come in. Make sure to share them with everybody.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, coming up, we'll take a look at some trending stories that are filling your feed.
We're back on the other side of the break.
We're back. 9:23. Let's dive into some trending stories that are filling your feed.
All right, first, little local highlight. One of Rochester's newer staples is making its annual return. The Lucky Flea will reopen its doors for the outdoor market this Sunday.
It's very exciting. It's at the Grove downtown, and it opens at 10 in the morning until 4 at night. Look at that. A lot of people coming out there.
Yep.
The 5th year of the market.
People really like this. Celebrating being the first market to be sponsored by the city of Rochester.
It features more than 60 local artisans, vintage vendors, and food trucks. That's something I'm really excited about. I haven't been able to go in person, especially since, I know, but it'll be fun. Look at all those clothes. I am big on hunting for the vintage stuff. So I really
You
want
and
that.
everybody else these days. That event running until Sunday, October 27th. So you've got plenty of time.
Yeah, maybe
Plenty
a little,
of Sundays to make it happen.
Yeah,
You just need a sunny Sunday.
that's coming.
Yes,
It is.
It is. It is.
All right, our next story, the Bills Hallmark movie is gaining traction, and we are learning more about it later today.
Yeah, a press conference at 12:30 is happening at Highmark Stadium, and Jenna Cottrell is going to be there and have all the details for us later on 13 Wham at 5:30. We are excited about this.
Yeah, here's what we know so far. So it will feature a producer of the film and the Bills players that are in the movie. So Damar Hamlin, Dawson Knox, and Deion Dawkins. I've heard Josh Allen will not be in the film either.
Why?
I'm not sure. I just heard that he won't be.
Some Gen Zers might recognize the co-writers of the movie. Vanessa Morano from Switched at Birth and Gilmore Girls, and Danielle Moreau from I Am Carly and Sam and Cat.
iCarly? No. Let me tell you, okay, we're gonna just, what did they say? Take a turn?
Yeah,
Just a quick
sidebar.
deviation?
Yeah.
I was an absolute fan. Vanessa Morano and also her sister, I'm forgetting her name at the moment, but they were both like
Virginia.
Laura Morano, both child stars. Switched at Birth, if you remember ABC Family, huge fan of that. It was a great show. It told the story of obviously a family where the daughters were switched at birth, and they each faced different lives. And then the other one, who's not a part of this film, but I just wanted to mention, she had a Disney show that was very popular, Austin and Ally. I could go on, but that's the background on Vanessa Morano. The character from iCarly who was involved in this was like a guest character who would come on here and there, known for being a super fan of the web series iCarly.
Oh, okay.
So for anyone out there, maybe...
So it's kind of like you.
No.
You sound like a super fan.
I was a fan of the show. It was a moment in history. Like it defines, I still have references. Our school would make spaghetti tacos because Spencer made spaghetti tacos.
What are spaghetti tacos?
Well, now we got to try them. They weren't great at school, but I appreciated the effort.
Is it a taco with spaghetti?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It's a hard shell taco.
Oh, come on.
Well, let's go back to the actual story.
Holiday
We're talking about Bill.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
A Bill's love story is set to premiere during Hallmark's 16th annual Countdown to Christmas, and we know when that begins. Probably in August.
Sure. Well, also happening today, Universal Studios is opening up its newest theme park.
Epic Universe is going to transport guests to 5 different worlds. They are the Wizarding World of Harry Potter,
Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Dark Universe, and Celestial Park.
I wanted to do the Celestial Park once,
Sorry.
Steph. Several visitors have already been able to explore the parks, but official opening day is today.
How exciting.
Yes.
The parks feature characters from popular movies, letting guests fully immerse in the worlds.
Dark Universe has some iconic monsters like Frankenstein's monster and the Invisible Man.
It cost nearly $8 billion and took more than 6 years to build.
That's a lot of money and a lot of time for a theme park.
Yeah. I
Parks,
mean,
parks.
that video was of like the actual or just file. Okay. Well,
Producer Hannah?
the actual video, was that file or just of the actual file? Okay. Well, I was going to say, coasters we're an interesting mix, I would say.
I like roller coasters. Are you a roller coaster fan?
I think it depends on the height.
Well, you're supposed to be scared, Steph. It's supposed to be fun and thrilling and like adventurous. It's supposed to give you butterflies and make you almost like to the brink of being sick, and then they pull back. And then they do it to you again.
It's not,
No?
It's the stomach, in my
I know.
stomach.
I know.
And I just,
That's
it
the
doesn't
fun of it.
feel
That's
great.
the thrill of it.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
exciting.
I've been told I'm lame.
Yeah, honestly, that was Director Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for weighing in. I appreciate that. Finally, trending in the world of show business, Lady Gaga is one step closer to becoming an EGOT.
You did not just say it like that. You.
I did it on purpose. It's Lady Gaga.
Yes. Well, she just picked up a sports Emmy for her Super Bowl performance of Hold My Hand.
Wasn't the Super Bowl in February?
Well, it wasn't her. That was Kendrick Lamar and SZA who were doing the most recent.
When did she do this? Pre-game.
Yeah.
Pre-game in February. Okay. For those who don't know what an EGOT is, it's when someone wins an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
So, Gaga has won an Oscar, 14 Grammys, and all she needs is a Tony, and I think she can get it, for sure.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that will happen within the next 4 years. There's going to be a Broadway musical.
Of the Joker.
That's a joke right there. Of her life, or it'll be a story written around her body of music, and that's how she'll get the Tony.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
And then
I
you'll
think
really never be able to afford concert tickets.
Oh, don't remind me.
Wah, wah. Hey, when we come back, meteorologist Mark McLean, our own Debbie Downer, will be joining us for this week's episode of From the Ground Up.
Good morning and welcome back to ARC Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
I am.
I'm Dan Strack. We've got meteorologist Mark McLean and our resident garden guy. He is with us this morning because it's time for From the Ground Up.
I like
the ground
that.
up.
Yeah.
We need sound effects.
We do need sound effects
Yeah.
for this.
Well, I mean,
I like
is
the
that-
music track that it comes with.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But I feel like we got to have something better.
Yeah, it's interesting, all these little segment intros. But so we were talking about veggies this week. We're at that period where the threat of frost is gone. I made a mistake 2 years ago, got the peppers in middle of May. We got 30, 29 degrees, had the frost blankets out. Not great, okay? But we went to the garden factory and we were talking about vegetables in the garden. How to grow a successful vegetable garden, what you need to do, and we've got all the details right here. All right, now that the threat of frost and freeze is out of the picture, maybe you want to start your own vegetable garden this season. We're back at the Garden Factory. I've got Reed Martell here. Reed is the head grower at the Garden Factory, and we're talking today all things veggies. So maybe you're new at this. Reed, we've got lots of vegetables around us, and we've got lots of things to talk about as it relates to vegetables. Thanks for helping us out today.
Yeah, of course.
So we've got some peppers here. These are hot red cherry peppers.
Yep.
What do I need to know if I want to grow a pepper garden, and it doesn't have to be necessarily this particular variety? What do I need to know about peppers and growing peppers?
So like we said, everything starts with the soil. You want a good soil, and then you get the plant. You got to plant this in your raised garden bed or in the ground, and they're going to need support. They're going to grow about 3 foot tall, and you're going to stake it all the way up.
Okay.
Especially when that fruit gets on there, it's going to get a lot heavier. Going to need a little more support to carry the load of those peppers.
Okay, and in terms of growing the peppers, each one of these plants is different by its length to maturity.
Sure.
Why don't we talk about that for everyone?
Yeah, so we grow sort of the best genetics. We try to pick ones that are best and easy for the customer. So all these will mature about around the same days. Within 60 to 100 days, you're going to have bearing fruit.
Okay, and our growing season in Western New York is roughly 150 days if you're lucky.
Yeah,
so
right.
You want to keep something in there that's less than 100. So let's talk
Right.
about things that grow on the ground too. Squash, pumpkins, why some vegetables are better for raised garden beds and why some vegetables are not great for raised garden beds.
Sure, if you're growing something like squash or zucchini, you're only going to need 1 or 2 plants. They're going to get big. They're going to get 3 to 4 feet big.
Okay, and pumpkins the same kind of thing?
Pumpkins the same thing, 1 or 2 plants about 3 to 4 feet apart.
Okay, and that will occupy nearly an entire
A lot of space. You're
Okay.
gonna need a lot of space.
And the best, and now I know tomatoes are a favorite for a lot of folks too. I love growing big tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes, the little guys, lots
Yeah.
of them. What do you need to know about the tomato plants?
A lot of tomatoes. So we have almost 50 different varieties of tomatoes. If you get a cherry plant, you're probably only going to need 1 of them. You're going to have a lot of them. You're going to be giving them to your friends and neighbors.
So like this cherry red tomato right here.
Right.
This one right here, give an estimate. How many tomatoes am I going to get off this little guy right here?
500.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's challenge accepted for us. We're going to see if we
Right.
can get one of these to get over 1,000.
Yeah. And any of your bigger ones like beefsteak or supersonic, your bigger slicers, you're going to want to pull those off the vine about 5 or 6 days before you think they're ready. You don't want them to crack if they ripen too much on the vine.
Okay, and anything to look out? I mean, if you start to see some issues, anything that crops up with these?
Make sure you're in a good open area. You want good ventilation from the wind or anything. Don't water at night. Don't get water on the foliage at night. It's going to sit on the leaves overnight. It's kind of like going to bed with wet feet.
Okay.
It's not good.
Not good, not
Yeah.
great, and not comfortable either.
Yep.
Now you guys grow herbs too. Maybe we should head on over to the herb table and talk about that quick.
Sounds good.
Okay, so here we are in the herb section, and you guys have a lot of herbs here. Let's talk about a few of these. Maybe you want to grab a few that you'd
Yeah.
like to show off.
So we're very fortunate. A local grower right here in Rush, Henrietta grows all these great herbs.
Wow.
Over 10 different kinds of mint, over 10 different kinds of sages.
Yeah, and here's the sage right here. And what do we need to know? So we've got our raised garden bed at the station. Here's some sage.
Yeah.
What do we need to know about growing herbs?
So it's pretty simple. You're going to want to plant them, same soil,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, but you're going to want to harvest this. You're going to want to harvest them. They're going to get overgrown on you if you don't use them.
Okay. And when they get overgrown, some of these start to go to bloom, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And doesn't that change the taste in some of these varieties of some of the herbs themselves?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they do have a date
parsley.
that they want. Yeah. So we do have a couple different kinds of parsley.
Yeah.
Your typical Italian or your curly.
Yep. How big will this plant get?
It's going to get pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to, and like I said, you're going to want to harvest it. You're going to want to keep cutting it and using it. That'll keep promoting new growth. Make it lots of new growth.
All right, we've got some favorites. That's oregano right
Yep.
over there. Here's some basil.
Basil. Lots of different kinds of basil.
Yeah, this plant gets big, right?
Yes.
So what do we need to know about growing basil? How big does this plant get, and when should we cut it back? How much should we cut it back?
So you don't want to cut it back too much, especially a small plant like this. You're just going to want to take a little bit at a time. When it gets larger, you can start to take more and more.
Yeah, so there's a lot there. It's amazing. We could probably do a whole segment just on tomatoes.
I know.
It's you start to get into the weeds on that. There's determinate, indeterminate tomatoes, and
what's the difference?
The one variety will grow fruit for the entire season, right up until frost. So your cherry tomatoes, for instance, will do that for the entire season. Whereas the other variety is more of a bush tomato. You're going to get your fruit. It's going to come in, but it's going to come in like 2 weeks. Okay, and then you got to get in there, get your tomatoes off the bush. Sometimes people call those bush tomatoes. Also.
Okay, like tomatoes on the vine kind of deal.
Yeah, that kind of deal.
Those.
So those have to be harvested, and we're going to grow a couple of different varieties. We're still working on our section outside. The weather has not been very cooperative. At all for us. So, Jay Reed is going to be putting that together as soon as it's possible. We'll get those little seedlings that you saw on the seed tray. We'll get those out and we'll get those put in. But that'll be fun. And Steph's got a garden too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steph is taking chances here.
What are you growing?
I checked on the cucumbers and peppers the other day. They look like they're doing well. I was a little nervous when I first potted them. As for the sweet potatoes, they might need some extra attention. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Sweet potatoes are difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Does that market
difficult
more
to do.
for the cucumber? Is that what do you remember the variety off the top?
I'm not sure.
It's a popular one. It's very, very easy. Yeah, they'll latch on to anything that's around. So
Really?
yeah, the cucumbers will start spreading out. If there's like a deck rail, they'll cling onto a deck rail. You got an umbrella. You got to be careful where you put it because it'll start grabbing onto your other stuff, like your peppers and everything. So that could happen.
Your sweet potatoes, how did you start those?
We did get the actual plant, so we didn't start it from like seeds.
Oh, okay. So you've got like a rooted shoot.
Yes.
You're ahead of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I did sweet potatoes once. Did them, and I was not pleased with the results.
What time of the year did you try? Do you remember?
Early spring is when I planted.
Yeah.
They came out. Listen, I got a bunch of them, but they came out, and every one of them they tasted like dirt.
Oh no.
They did not taste like a sweet potato was supposed to taste.
Did you put some brown sugar,
Really?
cinnamon, some pepper, some salt?
It wasn't my cooking
No, I was
process,
just
Steph.
wondering,
I'm
'cause
telling you.
It's funny you mentioned something like that because carrots, for instance, you can leave those in the ground. And if you leave them in after the soil freezes, sometimes it makes them taste sweeter. So it does, some of these varieties of veggies will taste different depending on when you harvest them too.
Yeah,
I found that with carrots.
I was not pleased with those, but done tomatoes several times. And I mean, there was one year where my neighbors hated me because every day I was dropping off bags of. They're like, okay, we don't need any more.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're gonna have to get involved with the food pantry or something to see if we can get whatever we grow out to some place that can help.
Well, you say that now until the morning you go out there for a hit.
That garden. I'm locking that garden.
And you're going to find half of the sales staff out front pulling veggies off.
I know. So hey, next week is going to be annuals versus perennials, and what the heck is the difference, right? You hear these terms thrown around, and for somebody that's just starting up, we're going to have everything you need to know.
Sounds like a plan, McLean. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, stick around. We have more with Mark after the break. A little check of the forecast. 9:45. McLean is sticking around because we are complaining about the forecast, Mark. It's soggy, it's wet. We dealt with a very long winter.
Yes.
Spring finally arrived. We got a taste of like the tropical forecast out there. And here it is. We're walking around like drowned rats.
I know. So sometimes, I have a saying, weather has a memory, okay? And if you get stuck in a pattern, it's easier for that pattern to reoccur if it keeps happening over and over. So this is what's happening for the month of May. This will break up eventually, but for right now, check this out. This is a cutoff area of low pressure. So what happens, the jet stream just takes a big dip in one of these areas of low pressure. It quote, gets out of the stream. So imagine like you're a log floating down the river, okay? You're in the middle of the river, you're going wherever that river wants to go. But then imagine that there's like a bay on the side of the river, and the log goes off into the bay. Well, what happens then? Well, it just gets stuck because the river flow, you're out of the river flow. And that's what low pressure is doing, and that's why we have crummy weather, because this low basically is vertically stacked in the atmosphere, and there's nothing to push it out of the way. Now, eventually something will happen. There'll be a cold front, a warm front, etc. It's tropical season, soon. Sometimes
Linda, she might come in and just push it out of the way.
Linda's not happy.
Low pressure, Linda.
Low pressure, Linda. No.
We need March now.
But there it is on radar. Just you can see the counterclockwise spin on your screen, and that low is just stacked up right on top of us. So that drives in Atlantic moisture right through New England. You don't want to be in New England this weekend. It's just going to be a total washout. We have a chance to save some of our weekend here, but further off to the east, it's just going to be crummy. Ultimate Doppler still shows those showers around, but this is not a quote wall-to-wall washout. Your weekend weather, if you have plans for Saturday, you're definitely going to want to have a plan B to take it indoors. Passing showers, still gray and damp. We'll be in the low 60s Sunday, and I think by later Sunday, especially into Monday, that's when things start to turn around a little bit for us. That chance for rain really starts to drop back early next week, back to about a 20% chance there for Memorial Day. So the extended forecast will keep those numbers in the upper 50s again for Saturday. And I'll point this out too. The normal low is 50, okay? So when you see a high temperature Friday of 50 degrees, the record low maximum temperature for tomorrow is 46 degrees. So you're getting into statistical anomalies that are close to the peak of what can take place. I mean, that's really pushing the limits on what we've experienced, at least in our 150 years of record keeping.
To put that in layman's terms, it's going to be garbage tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's what he means.
That's what I said.
The worst we've ever been around.
The worst we've ever been around.
All right, McLean. Hey, stick around. When we come back, we are taking you behind the scenes this morning. We are getting ready to introduce our newest intern, Abby.
The other Abby.
Yeah.
The other Abby. Abby 2.0.
Abby with an I.
We're back after this. Welcome back. This morning, we're taking you behind the scenes of ARC Rochester and introducing you to our newest intern, Abby.
Yeah, she just started this week, so we're excited to get to know her and introduce her to you at home. This is Abby. Welcome, Abby. How's it going today?
Good. I did not know that I was going to be on until this morning when I walked in, and I said, okay.
Surprise.
So yesterday was not a joke.
Yes. No.
Ask and you shall receive.
And we do a lot of joking around here, but no, I was dead serious about that when I said, nope, she can come and sit out there and we can talk to her. You are doing social media for us, starting now, really.
Yes.
What is it about the social media angle of journalism that you really enjoy? Because you're a younger person who understands that as the new form of media.
The tick of the talk.
Yeah, the tick of the talk.
It's easy to engage with the younger audience. So it's very easy, and it's like you can put up really quick snippets of like to tease something or to like show a more personable side to a more significant story. So that's why I use social media in some of my previous jobs, working with some of my other jobs at school where I worked with their social media team for the sports and different events going on. But I love writing. I love photography. It's always been something I was passionate about. So social media is just kind of another avenue to that.
So in your experience, how long do you have to, quote, catch and hook somebody on a story when you're scrolling through a feed or something?
That's a good question.
Like how much time do I have? I look at something and I can just sit and get into it, but
I want to say about 3 to 5 seconds.
3 seconds.
I have a very
seconds.
short attention span. I get distracted very easily.
Yeah.
So it won't take me long. If it doesn't catch my attention right away, I'll just keep scrolling.
That's amazing.
All right, Abby, we got to talk about your education. You are heading into your senior year, correct?
Yes.
And where are we attending?
University at Buffalo.
And
not too
how
far.
is it?
I love it. It went by so fast.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Rochester, actually. I grew up in Hilton.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yep. So
Born
I'm a
and bred
local.
people.
All right.
You're a local.
Yes.
So you know it's Chai-Lai.
Yes,
You
I
know
know
all the
it's
names.
Highlight, I know it's Charlotte.
Family watching today?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I would not be surprised.
Did you text them and say, they're making me go on television?
I did.
They're
making.
I told my parents yesterday, and I was like, oh, like, we'll see. It might be, like, they mentioned it yesterday, and my mom's like, oh my God. She's like, do it. And I'm
Set
like,
the DVR, honey.
Everybody say hi, Mom.
She might be watching right now.
What's your mom's name?
Wendy.
Wendy. Wendy. You got a good kid here. She's going to go far.
All right.
Well, Abby, we are happy to have you on the team for the
Fist
summer.
bump.
And maybe we'll get to keep you after summer.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
I will
You could just
definitely
fill out
come
one of
back.
those permanent applications here at 13 Wham. Hey, when we come back, our final thoughts on the other side of the break. All right, 9:56, time for our final thoughts this Thursday morning. We have to end where we started today and ask Steph what you're grateful for.
I feel like I always say food, but this time it's cherries.
Your mic is dead.
That's
So we're gonna share a mic right now. Why don't you repeat that?
I said cherries. That's what I'm
Cherries.
grateful for.
Nice.
They cost an arm and a leg, so I'm savoring them right now.
Yeah. The local ones will be in soon, though.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Give
go
it
to
another
farmers.
month.
That'll
month
bring the
and a
price
half.
down.
Absolutely.
Like farmer's market, that kind of
They're
stuff.
like
Yeah,
strawberries. It's like you gotta
Yeah.
find the perfect one.
Yeah.
A little like gem.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should do for from the ground up at some point this summer? Go to a U-Pick
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
You know,
You
do
pick
some
blueberries,
strawberries,
Yes.
cherries,
eat your
apples.
weight in fruit.
Yeah. We got a local apple
You
place right
should
by us.
hashtag that.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
make that a trademark for you.
Pay what you weigh at your local U-Pick.
And we can have the great tomato debate.
The Great Tomato Debate. That does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57. Where are we then, Steph?
13 Wham ABC. You can also find me and Mark for 13 Wham News at midday coming up soon. We'll see you then.
Bye.